Resiliency is such a cool thing. Yet how often do you use that term to describe someone you know? I've been thinking about this characteristic in the past couple of weeks as my family is going through a major health struggle with my husband. We went from all good one day planning our January trip to Arizona for golf school, which, just side note, I need really, really badly, to surprise, you get to have open heart surgery. Do not pass go, do not collect your $200. You're going in. Really? Are you sure? Oh yeah, and you can't see him to talk this over or be scared together because of COVID. Fast forward almost 3 weeks later, he's going to be fine, but it is going to be a long road that neither of us were prepared for. So it really got me thinking about what makes a resilient person, because I think I'm pretty resilient, but I'll tell you, I was not prepared to have to prove it quite so radically. I mean, things were really good 3 weeks ago. I'm sure you can relate and can recall a time when things went upside down quickly and you had to maneuver like a superhero to keep the world from crashing down on top of you. So while I was trying to wrap my head around the true components of being resilient, I thought, wow, with everything that's going on in the world, there are a ton of people that are struggling and need support to stay strong. Whether it's an illness or the loss of a job or a million other things that could be presenting themselves, it all calls for the ability to be strong or resilient. So I thought I would take this opportunity to go over 3 characteristics of resiliency, or bouncing back as a definition of the word might include. I don't know about you, but I feel this is something to be aware of and always be working on so that when life does step up and sucker punch you, you can bounce right back and give it back to them. So, number 1, people that have resiliency, they have a clear sense of their potential. They're not cocky, but they're confident in their ability to figure things out. This was a biggie for me, and I'm sure that you totally get it. Because you're here listening to this. I know that you're a high-performing individual and that you have a lot that depends on you. I know for me that all of a sudden, I had to figure out how to care for my husband on a high level, literally 24/7, and it's not my strong suit. I'll put it right out there, while not letting down my clients or dropping the ball on a dozen already established commitments. How fast are you able to collect your thoughts and say, okay, I can appreciate this is going to be a struggle, but nothing is insurmountable. What is the best solution that will keep everything moving at a pace that's acceptable and allows me to be where I need to be? I can tell you that all of a sudden, my office was moved home. My wine room became a video studio. Oh, here you go, right here. And I have learned the immense value of Instacart and Amazon while increasing my healthy heart cooking skills. Did you know that you are only supposed to have a teaspoon of salt a day? I challenge you to give that one a try. So, number 2, resilient people have an adaptive mode of thinking. I know that some of you are thinking, but Lee, I am just not naturally able to adjust and cope. Did you know that being resilient is not a quality, but it's a learned skill? Thank goodness there is hope. It has to be developed gradually by working through techniques that train us how to respond to something bad or unwanted in our world. As you become more skilled at this and you recognize the need to adapt as things pop up, it becomes more and more natural because you train your brain to think differently. It can be as simple as the analogy of the glass half full or half empty. As we recognize situations more easily that we need to adapt to, we begin to shift the way that we look at solutions. Number 3, letting it go. We've all heard the phrase our whole life, just let it go, move on. But as flippant as that sounds, it is one characteristic that resilient people are oftentimes able to do better than those that struggle with adapting and those that let challenges stop them in their tracks, oftentimes not being able to see a clear path or solution. So realizing what is under our control and what is not is key. How many times do we see people get totally wound up over something that from the outside looking in, it seems small and trivial because they can't control it? Yet in their world, it's a catastrophe. Let me be clear, we should never be judge or jury over how someone else reacts to a situation. But we can evaluate how we personally react. Ask yourself, how would my best self deal with this? And how would you want to show up for those who need you most? Oftentimes, we can redirect our energy to helping others It's a wonderful distraction that helps us refocus on our own needs as well. I hope that your world is going smoothly and that the world's not throwing anything up in your face, and that this has given you something to evaluate in yourself. If you like this, please share it and like it so that others can benefit as well. And as always, remember, it is your choice to focus forward.